It's Wednesday, May 21st, and I'm in the same room I was when I filmed week 2. This is week 3. I made a vow that I would change rooms every week, but deal, there's only so many rooms in the Monero Wesley that have outlets, and not people in them, because I don't like filming these when there's people around. I don't know why. This is a mango. Mr. Christopher bought us 2 of these today and gave them to us. He occasionally just comes out of his office and we'll be sitting there on Facebook or something and we'll like scramble to hide things. Not that there's anything else to be doing. We shouldn't feel guilty, but we do. And he comes out and gives us things, and today he gave us mangoes, and he likes to explain. It looks like it's just floating. He likes to give us food and explain things about it, like where it came from and where he bought it and how to eat it and when to eat it and what it does for you and everything. He knows so much, and so it's fun. That's why going like to the buffet took like 3 hours, because he would explain everything, which is great. It was cool. Mangoes. We're not allowed to eat these until Saturday, he said, because they're not soft enough yet, but he did draw a diagram for us of how you're supposed to cut them. Half, break, cross-section, fold. Yeah, otherwise, I don't remember, he did some kind of action, like, and then there's juice everywhere, and it's no good. Mangoes. You learn something new every day here. So we got back, and so many things have gone wrong the past couple days in our little group. There's a cold that's been going around. I don't have it, which is strange. I don't have it, and I haven't been sick at all yet, knock on wood. The floor is wood. You know me and sickness, and just wait. Ugh, the sickness gets worse. There's this thing that my roommate Antoine has on his leg. I'm sure he'll want me telling you this. That I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like a bite or something, or like some kind of, I don't even know. I don't want to say parasite because that word just sounds threatening in itself. Some kind of bug. I don't know, but there's these big kind of scars. So he's gonna go see a doctor tomorrow, but he's my roommate. And you know me being a hypochondriac, dealing with this. Things are falling apart. It's like cabin fever, only the acting's better. And then the other day, yesterday, it was our first day back, so Monday it must have been. Patty and her roommate Vanessa swore that their room was haunted. But they were lying in their room, and I guess they started moving as though their beds were shaking, like their beds were moving back and forth. But they said their beds weren't actually moving, but they were being shifted. And it took them about 10 minutes to realize that it was happening to both of them. So they got into the same bed, and then things started falling, I guess. Started like falling off of desks or whatever. Turns out the next day there was an earthquake that night in Sumatra. They still swear that it's haunted, so they pushed their beds together and so they're haunted. That's just a list of the things that have been going wrong. And then yesterday, I'm sorry, I have to tell the story. I checked my online banking and there's $1,000 missing. And I panicked and I called the company, my bank, and just started freaking out about money being missing because I've been so careful and just terrified. I was about to cancel my cards, and it wasn't a pirate who stole my money. It was my mom by accident. I'm sorry, Mom. I had to tell it. It's so funny. But she feels really bad, so don't feel bad. It's a relief that there isn't someone who stole $1,000 from me. It was just a little bit panicky there for about 12 hours, but I'm okay. And I kind of discovered through that I'm becoming less material, because it honestly wasn't the $1,000 that freaked me out. It was the fact that it was like a security breach in Malaysia. Like, that was unsettling. But my mom robbed me. Yeah. To go 2 months for somewhere, you're bound to have some reflections on yourself and things like that. And I was trying to think of what I've learned, about traveling, because I've never traveled on my own ever. Never mind for 2 months. Never mind overseas. Like, it's a lot of things at once. But I guess Patty and I actually noticed this on the way to work. We were both coming into this, from my first vlog, what a hypochondriac I am and what a hypochondriac Patty is. And I think, like, the first couple days here, we were sanitizing every 5 seconds, and we wouldn't touch the water, and we wouldn't touch fruit, and we wouldn't, and now, wow, and mangosteen, and all these like street food and satay, and I think I'm becoming less concerned about stuff like that, which is gonna be nice when I go home, because I'd be concerned about eating some like Tim Hortons stuff, but now it's like, I don't know, sickness is temporary. Mostly, there's serious things, of course, and you have to be careful, but I think it's nice. I'm less, panicked, and I think I'm turning into less of a stress case about stuff like that, which is much needed relief, if you know me. And the other thing I learned was, I think I'm more confident than I let on. Which that sounds like a really deep thing, but really it was because I was on the LRT, and when you go home at 6 o'clock, which is kind of their rush hour on the LRT, it's packed. It's packed. You're shoulder to shoulder with people, packed, and you gotta squeeze in tight, and to get on and off of that thing, you're pushing. And I'm a bastard. I'm just I don't know if I should be proud of myself, but I'm aggressive. I can if it's a matter of me getting lost in this city, I'm I don't actually hit people, but I'm assertive. And then that made me realize that Patty and I would not do well on The Amazing Race, because I'm much meaner than Patty is. If she's leading and we're exiting the LRT, I'll be pushing her forward. Patty, you just gotta shove him out of the way. You just gotta push him out of the way, Patty. You gotta just I turn into this different person. So I need someone aggressive on The Amazing Race when I go on The Amazing Race. Malaysia's also really made me appreciate small town life. It really has. I've started to, living in Lethbridge for 21 years, was starting to kind of grate at me. It's a small town. I'm oh, there's not much to do. Once you've done everything, same people, same places. But really, that's that's a good thing. That's a positive thing about a town. If you have space and there's clean air and you can get around so easy, and there's places that you can I don't know, it's a task here. If you want to go to the grocery store, you walk, and it just takes a while. It's a half-hour trip, and if you want to go to the mall, it's 2 hours no matter what. And so it's just, your days are just consumed with fighting through people and space, and it's just tiring. And appreciate Canada. Really, this place is the country is great, and they're really in a state of change. They're under new government now, and so they're constantly changing and changing. But there's still, it's hard to be in a place, you take for granted being in Canada things like equal rights for, women, and equal rights for race and religion and stuff like that, and it's different here. There's, we're learning about stuff. There's a guest speaker tonight, and her family, who talked about parenting, and, how some women get off for maternity leave, and how much men get off, and how, polygamy and stuff like that, and it's just very different. And there's this sentiment here of people who aren't happy with the government, and it's just, I don't know, it makes you appreciate what kind of place Canada is and where we live, and yeah, it's nice. It makes me proud. This is where I get sappy. It just makes me proud of Canada, that people look to that as this goal. We have it good. We do. We really do. We complain about it a lot, and it's easy to make fun of and stuff, but we have it good, guys. That's what I've learned. But yeah, sorry to get deep there for a moment. I'll maybe post from work tomorrow. I know I keep saying that, but it's just strange. I feel bad posting from work, but if I go on a lunch break, maybe I'll find a place alone to film something. So, alright, bye. I'll post this tomorrow. Bye.